Man, it seems like no matter what movie it's gonna be, the batch of Cumbers can do no wrong. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to yet another brand new movie review, and as per, I thank you all so much for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy your stay. But this time around, we're looking at The Courier, starring the one and only Benedict Cumberbatch along with Rachel Brosnahan and Jessie Buckley, and I actually got to see this movie in a theater with popcorn and recliners. Oh, it was so awesome. I haven't done that in a long time. And this is a spy thriller which tells the story of an unassuming British businessman named Greville Wynne, played by Cumberbatch. Wynne is recruited into one of the greatest international conflicts in history. At the behest of the UK's MI6 and a CIA operative, played by Rachel Brosnahan, he forms a covert, dangerous partnership with Soviet officer Oleg Penkovsky. And this is all in an effort to provide crucial intelligence needed to prevent a nuclear confrontation and defuse the Cuban Missile Crisis. Did I mention this was based off a true story? Good, because I had no idea this was a true story going in. And this movie absolutely floored me, especially with the knowledge afterwards that this was a very real situation. And I knew the Cuban Missile Crisis was this big deal back in the 60s as a big history buff, but I knew nothing about Greville Wynne's story. And this movie will make sure that you never forget the name Greville Wynne, along with all the other names that really helped to defuse this crisis. And I was incredibly moved by this movie for that reason, along with a bevy of other things. Mainly Benedict Cumberbatch, who may have given his best performance in this movie since The Imitation Game, which actually did garner him an Oscar nomination. The range this guy has just in the role of Greville Wynne alone, superb. He was charismatic, he was frantic, he was committed, he did absolutely everything 100% right here. And there were a good portion of scenes where I was just sitting there, and I know who Benedict Cumberbatch is, clearly, but I wasn't really seeing an actor. This guy disappears into Greville Wynne. Cumberbatch blends into this role and this environment so perfectly well. And listen, I know it's only March at the time of recording, but don't be surprised if by next Oscar season, Cumberbatch is back in the Best Actor confrontation for this performance. I'm serious. He was phenomenal. And the performances are really what carry this movie over the top for me. Everybody is on their game here. The actor that plays Oleg, phenomenal. Give this guy more work, please. Because this was such an emotionally deep performance, and it's fitting because this was a tragic backstory with his family as well. Rachel Brosnahan, one of my girlfriend's favorites, such a great performance. Even though there were times where I was watching her and I could definitely tell that this character was mainly there to bridge the gap between Greville and Oleg. I mean, everybody. Jessie Buckley as well. I loved her in I'm Thinking of Ending Things last year. She was great here. This was such a different turn from that film. Seriously, bravo to everyone involved, including director Dominic Cooke, who did an outstanding job behind the camera. He feels like a director who really understands how to use long takes of one scene to truly grasp the performer. Anytime Cumberbatch, for example, goes into a long monologue or there's a deep conversation in a parking garage, he will put the performance front and center. And it never feels over-edited either. The editing in general to go along with everything else, just a thing of beauty in my eyes. And one last thing I think The Courier does incredibly well is capturing the time period. I mean, just everything from the costume design, the scenic design, and an absolutely divine score. This film truly does feel like a time capsule taking you into a truly intense crisis. My main issue with this movie is that I do think it has some pacing issues. At first, the scenes that Benedict Cumberbatch has with Jessie Buckley, who plays his wife, I don't know what it was. It kind of slowed the movie down. They weren't bad, but they weren't part of the central crisis, you know? I will admit, though, after watching this movie and getting the whole picture, there are a few scenes involving Jessie Buckley towards the end that almost had me tearing up. Like, guys, I'm not gonna give it away just in case, but this stuff was... it was heartbreaking. And also seeing where this whole story went, again, without spoiling anything, it really puts into perspective some really important themes of sacrifice for your country. Not only for the good of your country, but for the good of humanity. And I would definitely recommend you check this one out. I'm gonna give The Courier a B+. Overall, this movie is very, very strong. It reminded me a lot, actually, of a movie called Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Yeah, you guys remember this one? I mean, even if you're not a fan of Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, you're in luck either way, because your end result is a truly gripping historical thriller with what I believe is a career highlight performance from one Benedict Cumberbatch. But, as always, that's just my opinion. What did you guys think of The Courier? Do you agree with me? Do you not? What is your guys' favorite Benedict Cumberbatch performance? Let's discuss all of these topics more down in the comments, guys, because I love what I do. I love making these videos and discussing the cinema and all things entertainment, and if these topics sound appealing to you, please definitely consider hitting that big ol' red subscribe button down below as hard as you possibly can, because it is free. It would really help out the channel if you did so. And as a reward, you guys will also be the first ones to know anytime a new video is uploaded over here. And make sure if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a thumbs up on your way out. That would be awesome. And as per usual, look out for more exciting content hitting the channel very soon. You guys are the best. And with all that being said, back talk, commence!